With 167 million paying subscribers worldwide, Netflix dominates the on-demand video market. Netflix disrupted the television industry and compelled cable companies to alter their business practices by producing engaging original material, analyzing its user data to better serve subscribers, and most importantly, by allowing people to enjoy content in the ways that they like. Before personal computers and internet speeds were fast enough to support the growth of streaming services on a commercial scale, it took until 2007. In that year, Netflix launched a streaming service. Customers may now view TV shows or movies on a computer, TV, tablet, phone, or gaming console for the first time. Additionally, viewers could watch what they wanted, when they wanted, and how they wanted without being constrained by a schedule, subject to ad interruption, or even having to leave their homes. As demand in online DVD rentals increased, for instance, Walmart and other large retail giants has joined the battle, and even Amazon also looked into the possibilities. However, Netflix overcame and gradually took the lead in the industry, as they know how to make changes in the company to maintain its competitiveness in the market. For the first changes that Netflix has implemented throughout evolving in streaming is the changes in its business model from DVDs by mail to video stream. With the decline in DVDs rental in the late 2000s, Netflix sought to change their business model. Video streaming then appeared, and with more people using smartphones and tablets, watching movies on them is far more convenient for a consumer than sitting in front of the TVs and playing a DVD into an attached player. Netflix has been struggling to adapt to customers who wish to stop using its DVD by mail service and switch to streaming entertainment. This conflict prompted a highly contentious price increase of as much as 60% in July 2011. This strategic model was used when leadership decided in 2011 to switch from DVD rental to streaming. The model is making streaming accessible on any digital devices. The businesses is becoming more globally oriented because they completely understand what their clients want, when they want it, and on what devices, which makes Netflix is highly successful till today. For the second changes Netflix has done is changes in their strategy, which is diversification. Traditional TV was among the most widely used form of entertainment over the most recent generation. Additionally, for a very long time, the best method of daily viewer attraction was television advertising. Even though watching TV is a cheap and convenient form of entertainment, it appears that popularity of TV channels has been declining in recent years for a lot of significant reasons. The popularity of TV networks was rapidly falling, primarily as a result of advertisement and audience mismatches. Netflix has come up with changes through its strategy, which is diversification. This intensive growth strategy aims to expand the company's operation outside of its current online streaming sector. The conventional strategy used by Netflix and the flexibility of the business model for a new operation make this development possible. They have diversified their content to reach more people, create even better content, and leverage different content formats to educate, engage, and entertain their audience.
The first issue and challenge is initial competitor. When Netflix launched, Blockbuster, a global chain of video store where customers could go and rent video and store, was the biggest competitor. It took Blockbuster years to start offering a similar service as Netflix was already doing. By the time they finally shift to a subscription service, Netflix already had started the process of shifting their customer to streaming subscribers and was quitting the DVD rental business. From the launch of its subscription model, in 1999, Netflix gained 239,000 subscribers in its first year and went to build a customer base of 1 million subscribers by 2003. As of today, Netflix is by far the number one online player of series and movies, with 11.1 billion revenue in 2017 and 125 million customers who all pay a monthly fee. Furthermore, Netflix's business model has evolved into a service-based non-linear model. The difference between Blockbuster and Netflix can be narrowed down into two areas: the distribution channel and the recommendation process. While Netflix offers its service online and delivers the DVD directly to customer homes, Blockbuster focused on local franchise shops to distribute the DVDs and games. In 2004, Blockbuster also began offering the home delivery of DVDs to poach customers from Netflix. In terms of the recommendation algorithm, the difference between the two competing companies was that Netflix delivered individual suggestions to the watch preference of their subscribers. Thus, even though Blockbuster recorded sales of $80.1 billion in 2007, while Netflix only generated $1.2 billion. The second issue and challenge is diversifying is mostly unsuccessful and a bad idea for the large majority of companies. With competitors like Disney Plus and Amazon Prime selling market share, Netflix is seeing a sharp slowdown of their growth after the COVID-19 stay-at-home boost in 2020. To counter this slowdown, Netflix announced on July 20 that it will start offering mobile video games to its subscribers. In August 29, they have actually started by testing two Android titles in Poland, which is Stranger Things 1984 and Stranger Things 3. While it is understandable that they seek alternative way to attract new customers, we can ask whether or not it is a good idea to enter the gaming industry. There are plenty of reasons why Netflix getting into gaming is a bad idea, but one of them is that video games don't fit Netflix's core competency. Netflix is a single product company that is extremely good at doing what it does, offering a large volume of high quality series, plus some movies, for a fixed price per month. With its own production, for example, it won no less than 7 Academy Awards this year, more than any other distributor. Producing and distributing video games asks for very different skill, and any activity deviating from their core competence is a risk. It seems unlikely that such a competence can be developed in-house. Many others have attempted to enter the red ocean of video gaming, but only very few succeed. Therefore, if Netflix were truly serious about adding video games to their portfolio, the more effective route would be probably be acquiring one or more gaming studios that produce exclusively for Netflix. Secondly, competition is vast. While competition in video streaming is growing, Netflix has the first mover advantage, and it is still the default. While it may not yet have become for video streaming what Google has become for search, Netflixing is become a verb like Googling. In video games, though, Netflix is very late new entrant facing tough competition by, amongst others, Sony, Tencent, Nintendo, and Microsoft. Unless Netflix find it a truly unique and differentiating angle, it is unlikely that they will achieve any major position in gaming. Finally, and more generally, the odds are against diversification. Diversifying is mostly unsuccessful and a bad idea for the large majority of companies. Of course, there are exceptions like Sony and Microsoft being amongst them, but the number of failures by far outweighs the number of success. So, as many companies have learned the hard way, having built up successful both in one industry is by no means a guarantee that it will also produce success in another. It is not impossible, but chance is slim.
In part of recommendation, Blockbuster in 2005 discontinued its late charge program due to intense competition from Netflix, which Blockbuster resulted a loss of $400 million revenue. In 2012, the CEO of Netflix, Reed Hastings, set their goal to reach 20 million subscribers. It is a ratio that would be equivalent to the 20% of all American families. This objective substantially exceeds analysts' growth prediction of 13 million users. Further explained, it is impressive that Netflix are able to grow their revenue at a time when the whole movie rental sector saw an 8% sales decline, whereby in 2008, revenue exceeded quarterly 20 million, while in the first quarter of 2009, they reached 394 million. Secondly, it has to be admitted that the fact is Netflix, business model places a strong emphasis on diversification and local consideration, as they must provide material that reflects the audience they serve, since viewers have increasingly diverse tastes. However, there is unavoidable pressure to increase brand equity. Netflix could do better by letting others handle in terms of video gaming industry and license some of their hugely popular games to major firms if they really want to gain a foothold. In keeping with this behavior interactive, a video game studio in 2019 borrowed Netflix property Stranger Things for Dead by Daylight, a horror game. This will demonstrate a potential to Netflix for the game based existing content from the 8 million views for the trailer alone. If there is one company that Netflix could buy that has a great future, it would be Valve Corporation. With the production of video game software, the Steam online game distribution network, and a virtual reality relationship with mobile phone manufacturer HTC on the move, the privately held corporation with headquarters in Bellevue, Washington, is itself diversified. Valve may be used by Netflix as a launching pad for VR and to enter the streaming video game market, which is not too dissimilar from its core business. The Vive headset, which is being co-developed by HTC and Valve, is swiftly rising to the top of its category. Netflix could not ignore the virtual reality entertainment market, which is predicted to be worth $30 billion by 2020.
Netflix is basically one of the worldwide entertainment platforms that can attract a wide variety of consumers and has been able to dominate the video industry market through various strategies such as marketing and advertising, as well as providing various special offers that can attract more users other than video industries. However, the implication of Netflix to have initial competitor is always become one of the company's streaming rivals that will affect their company growth. This is because consumers always have a lot of options when it comes towards entertainment time. Initial competitors like blockbusters that already exist and grow in this industry have taken steps rapidly by adding over 1 million subscribers less than a year after launch and then being able to achieve their goal of reaching 2 million subscribers by the end of 2006. While Netflix has always achieved high customer value, Blockbuster has also steadily increased through their online subscribers. In the meantime, when blockbusters have launched the Blockbuster Total Access, which is allow online subscribers to return the DVDs to Blockbuster's brick and mortar location and exchange them for another DVD for free. It is basically give implications to Netflix, then that move added a wrinkle to Blockbuster's claim that Netflix could never match, and Netflix even lost a lot of subscribers in one quarter of 2007 that compared to the previous quarter, while Blockbuster's subscribers base continued its growth. Other than that, Netflix on expanding or make a diversifying towards game, showing implication on could not able to fit in gaming. This is because Netflix is basically only for entertainment platforms. Television that is non-gaming companies try to fit gaming, that the both consumption and creation into their own structure is one of the big implications that they may ever encounter, like other companies. For instance, Amazon and Google is the same big companies like Netflix in the world behind them, and both services have struggled to take off. Google also was so poor at managing its own game studio that shut it down before it even produced a single title. Although Netflix is not short of cash, but throwing a wild chest of money at gaming service will not magically happen. Even Netflix have a great pipeline for getting series and films made, but that will not apply to making a game. When it comes into entertainment platform, Netflix through the year has diversity of changes that can make them still relevant until now and make people
still rely into their streaming service. Netflix management realized the significance of understanding the unique socio-economic, political, cultural from different countries and designing or make a change on their services accordingly rather than going along with uniform universal strategy. For instance, when Netflix recognized there are audiences from some countries worldwide are unwilling to subscribe to their service because of the language barrier, Netflix then started to dub their contents by put a subtitle in a lot of local language. This change is basically able to help them to be grown even more because it will allow local people to subscribe them. Netflix attempt to constantly update its services in accordance with particular needs of a market has become a strength for the company ever since and is play the role of major catalyst in expanding their global reach swiftly and successfully. Netflix management has been able to restrain while projecting its future growth if its crisis drags out for a long time. Its initiatives provide it's constantly updating its strategies to better respond to the rapidly unfolding challenges and opportunities.